with no out-of-pocket cost to you. It's your decision and only your decision on what healthcare agency you use. Call today. All County Home Health Care, Inc. at 954-717-7027. License 200999096. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Ant2.tv presents You and Your Doctor, teaching you to live a longer and healthier life. Proudly sponsored by All County Healthcare, where people are the heart of our business. All County Healthcare is a Medicare certified agency where one call will service all your home care health needs. For more information, call 954-717-7027 or visit our website, allcountyhealthcare.com. Now, let's get informed to living a longer and healthier life. Here is your host for today's show.
Hello, South Florida and beyond, and welcome to the You and Your Doctor Living a Longer and Healthier Life show. This evening, we're going to be talking about primary care right here in Boca Raton with FAU Medicine's new primary care office. I actually was lucky enough to tour it and write a story on it. You may see my story in the Boca newspaper, the monthly newspaper, bocanewspaper.com, or Delray newspaper, delraynewspaper.com. You can learn a lot about it there because, as everyone knows, I tend to write a lot and talk a lot. But I don't want to talk too much tonight because I got a great guest with me today, Dr. Leonard Berkowitz. So he serves as the director of FAU Medicine Primary Care in Boca Raton. There we are live on Facebook, just like I said, Doctor. But welcome to the program. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. It sounds like you have a radio voice, but we really want to ask you questions about FAU Medicine Primary Care, so we're really excited to have you. When did you guys open? I know I've already asked you that this month, probably before my article, but I'm drawing a blank. Was it February recently?
Yes, we opened in mid-February, and February 14th was our opening day.
Fantastic. And, okay, just hold that a little closer to the mic, Dr. Berkowitz. Thank you. Yeah, so February, you guys have hit the ground running. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's a 5,000 square foot location. This is not a small doctor's office. This has room for a lot of growth.
Correct. It's a large space on the 4th floor of the Galen Medical Building, which is on 880 Northwest 13th Street in Boca, right across the street from Boca Regional Hospital, and right near the FAU campus. And it's state-of-the-art, very, very nice place.
Nice, and thank you for mentioning that. I just saw the Galen Medical Building. This building, the architecture itself and the way it's designed is worth just stopping by because it is a very unique building. You guys are on the 4th floor, so it's 880 Northwest 13th Street. It's literally a stone's throw here from our radio studio in Boca Raton, and it is really a neat building. And like I said, 5,000 square foot premises there. You guys have, is it 6 exam rooms? I think we counted.
Yes, we have several exam rooms. Large exam rooms that are equipped with whatever's needed for patients. Special examining tables, basically state-of-the-art equipment. We even have televisions in the rooms to help go over labs and reports with patients, so we can simultaneously view what's on the computer on larger television screens so that patients can follow along with what we're discussing with them.
And thank you for doing that because that's so helpful because what happens to me where I go, I won't mention where I go, but, I always have to get my labs run and the urinalysis, and it seems like it's in my patient portal and it's like this big, and I can't even read. I got glasses, but here at FAU Medicine Primary Care, you're able to put the labs right up in there on the state-of-the-art television screen right there. Obviously, the door's closed. You're in there with the patient, protecting their privacy. But it gives you an angle there to kind of go over everything, and they can actually see and read everything and maybe learn a little bit more about an H1, C1, or hemoglobin or whatever you're checking for.
Correct. And some of the terms are kind of hard to understand, and I find it helpful to have a visual and to kind of go through both the reports and the verbiage to explain it in ways that patients can understand. I think that's an important piece of communication between the provider and the patient.
I think that's important because the other day my mother-in-law asked me for one of the numbers, and I had no idea what she was talking about, so I had to go on there and kind of research what she was asking because she was just checking on me. But again, Dr. Leonard Berkowitz, he's a DO, family practice, FAU Medicine primary care. It's faumedicine.org, O-R-G, faumedicine.org, 561-5665 FAU, and we'll give out that number and that info a few different times during this program. What types of care are offered at FAU Medicine Primary Care? So your family practice. So tell us a little bit about that type of care and what else is offered at your establishment there.
Sure. So we are an FAU-sponsored primary care facility. As we mentioned before, we're right near the campus as well as the hospital, Boca Regional. And we are general primary care. We see 18 years of age and up. We see the gamut. Basic preventive care, physicals, immunizations, routine screenings, and we go to coughs, colds, urinary tract infections, all the way up to very complex geriatric care. So we really, it's really one stop in the sense of, all your medical needs from age 18 and up really can be serviced.
That's great to know. Another great resource in the area. And as everyone probably knows, I went to FAU. I'm very proud of what's going on there in the program. But I think it was just less than a decade ago that FAU, Medicine College started. And since then, I think it's Dr. Joanna Droos was telling me before this program, it's over like 1,200 physicians now involved with the program. And now we're bringing in top-notch doctors like yourself. And there's going to be eventually, some people who went through the program maybe do rotations there. And you can tell us a little bit more about that as we get going. But I'm just amazed at the way that program has grown and the reputation that it has. I mean, we're so proud of what's going on here in Boca Raton. It is awesome. So to see you guys do this and to, you didn't really spare any change in designing a state-of-the-art office there too, so that helps. And it's always like, when you walk into a doctor's office, I really enjoy when it's modern, like the way you guys have that look and everything. That kind of, it gives me some energy, and I'm not as scared. It's kind of scary going into doctor's offices sometimes.
No, understood. And we're very proud of the space. Very proud to touch on the medical school, the Schmidt Medical School at FAU.
Thank you.
And they're graduating, outstanding classes of medical students that are matching in top shelf residency programs. And, we look forward as we get busier to having these students and people that we're teaching come through and observe and learn from the clinical faculty that teach them. I'll touch on that for a couple of quick minutes. So right now it's myself as a full-time anchor physician there. We'll be bringing on a Dr. Ghazi, Nazreen Ghazi will be joining us in mid-May, a very nice doctor. And eventually it will be a hub where clinical faculty will come and see patients. These are the same faculty that help teach our students and residents at the medical school and the university. And we look forward to them coming over and seeing patients with us and lending their expertise to help service the community.
That's great, and that's some of those resident students we also see in Boca Regional Hospital. We were mentioning before, Delray Medical Center, two of our great institutions right here in the area. So just an awesome thing going on. It's FAU Medicine Primary Care. It's faumedicine.org, so just type that in, 561-5665 FAU. And it's right across from Boca Regional, so everyone knows where that is, 880 Northwest 13th Street. Like you said, borders the FAU campus as well. And we're here with Dr. Leonard Berkowitz. He's a family practice physician, so family medicine. So family medicine is what age range of patients do you treat?
Sure. So family medicine, true family medicine training is really from birth on. It's every age group. The practice that we're working at really focuses on 18 years of age and up.
18 and up, okay.
And we have a wide range of ages in the practice.
I bet in South Florida, right?
We do. So it always keeps it interesting for me. One of the reasons I love primary care, I love getting to know patients and their families. And, in one family, I may take care of, the college student, the parent, the grandparent, and or the great-grandparent. So it's a real treat for me to, take care of families on a longitudinal basis because, it's a treat to get to know a family. And I think it helps in care when you kind of understand the family dynamics and whatnot. I think it's very helpful in terms of taking care of patients.
Yeah, because nowadays you got to find out what genetics sometimes and that word congenital and whatnot. Sometimes you got to know a lot about the family, especially if you're a doctor. But tell us, so do you have to be associated with FAU, or can anyone who's interested in seeing you for care, join this practice?
Sure. Yes, we see all patients. I mean, 18 years of age and up. You do not have to just be an FAU employee or whatnot. We're servicing the community and the neighboring communities. We take several of the major health insurances, and we'll be taking basically most of them, if not, many of the major insurances.
You're just adding them on as you go. Yeah, I know you take some big ones already.
Yes, we do. We're already up and running with certain of the major insurances.
I think we mentioned that in the article. If anyone wants to check bocanewspaper.com, it's right in there. I think we mentioned the big four, and then that you're adding more.
Correct. So in the near future, we'll be on most of the major plans. And the answer is yes. We are looking forward to seeing new patients. We get them in a very timely fashion. There are not long waits to be seen. We're excited about growing, and we're excited about servicing the community in any way that we can.
And especially now, the time is to get in at FAU Medicine Primary Care, 880 Northwest 13th Street here in Boca Raton. And like I was saying before about a shout out to Dr. Droas, who helped me with this interview and meet you and do the article. And I made some great connections in just one day over there. She was telling me, because I had the question, so FAU students go here. Well, no, FAU students are seen by student health services, correct, on campus, most likely, in most occurrences.
Correct.
And then what you first reached out to as FAU Medicine Primary Care was the employees of FAU, and they're still welcome to come to your practice. And then now you've opened it to the community as well.
That's correct.
That's
we're,
huge.
We're seeing a lot of our FAU families and professors and employees and their families, and we take pride in servicing and helping our own university faculty and their families. But that being said, we want to see everybody. We want to see everybody and help people in our communities.
That's great. And I want to offer also let everyone know, I was reading my do you offer office labs. So we mentioned about the blood testing and urinalysis. So tell us a little bit about that. Is that going on right there at the practice, the facility?
Sure. Yes, we do labs on site. So when people come in for physicals or they need anything done, we do both blood and urine, and we send it out to the appropriate lab so people can get everything done at the time of their visit.
I got to tell you, and I'm sure some people will also join me on this. I like it when it's done right away there. I don't like going to another place. I know convenience is great, but if I'm at the doctor's office and they're right there ready to go, let's get it done. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's great that you offer that. That is huge. There's a lot of convenience here in this practice that you're offering people. And one of the things that I want to get to, I think we got 30 seconds before our break here, but your hours of operation. So you're open normally like a normal office, 8:30 to 5 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But on Wednesdays, this is awesome. Listen to this, South Florida and beyond. Wednesdays, you're open 1 to 8 p.m. So tomorrow, 1 to 8 p.m.
Correct.
No one except urgent cares are open until 8 p.m. That's awesome.
Understood. Yes, and we take pride in our evening hours on Wednesday evening, and it's a popular it's a popular day because a lot of our patients work and they want to be able to get in.
Yeah, just to be able to get after work. Even sometimes our bosses will let us leave work at 4 or 5, and it still takes a little bit of a commute here in South Florida to get over. But just to have that convenience and be able to stretch it out a little bit is great. We're going to take a quick commercial break, And on the other side, we're going to talk more about FAU Medicine primary care here with Dr. Leonard Berkowitz.
All County Healthcare has exciting news for any and all patients with COPD or other respiratory ailments. Listen to what renowned pulmonologist Dr. Keith Robinson has to say.
Hello, I'm Dr. Keith Robinson, board-certified pulmonologist, medical director at Fusion Health Pulmonary Rehabilitation, and a board member with the American Lung Association of South Florida. We have exciting news for patients with COPD. We now offer IPV therapy at home, which has been demonstrated to improve airway clearance, decrease hospitalization, and improve quality of life of patients with COPD. Please call All County Healthcare for more information about this FDA-approved therapy.
For further information, call All County Healthcare now at 954-717-7027. That is 954-717-7027, or visit our website at allcountyhealthcare.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Remember, All County Healthcare always puts the patient's needs first. You are listening to You and Your Doctor, Living Longer and Healthier, an informative show that helps you find answers to questions you always wanted to ask but did not have that somebody that could make a difference in your life. Call into the show if you have a question at 888-565-1470, and we will put you on the air to inform all our listeners. Now, back to our show.
Hello, South Florida and beyond, and welcome back. We're here with Dr. Leonard Berkowitz, family practice. You're board certified in family practice.
Correct.
That's great to hear, too. So it's FAU Medicine Primary Care, faumedicine.org, 880 Northwest 13th Street, Boca Raton, 561-566-5FAU. And I will work on that acronym as you work on this next question from me. So I wanted to ask you before the break if you had any upcoming appearances, because, it'd be great to come out and see you, and you have a lot of info, and you said you do. I mean, it's right around the corner. You're going to be talking a little bit about lecture about hypertension, 10:30 a.m. May 22nd, Boca Library, 400 Northwest 2nd Avenue here in Boca Raton. The number's 561-393-7852 there. But tell us a little bit about your lecture about hypertension and how this opportunity came about.
Sure. So looking forward to giving a general lecture on hypertension, which is, such a common entity that we see in primary care. And we're going to give a little lecture at Boca Library. And I'll give a general overview about, hypertension and what we can do to, to help ourselves and our patients, and, a good general informative overview of the topic, which is a very, very common topic in primary care.
Well, I'm not going to ask you about it, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to be there, because I was thinking about this morning when I woke up. I think I may have had a brief hypertension moment. But I'm not going to ask you, because I'm going to tease everyone and make everyone go there. Again, May 22nd, Boca Library. It's a beautiful library. It's the city of Boca Raton's library, 400 Northwest 2nd Avenue, right here in Boca Raton, 561-393-7852. Again, it's 10:30 a.m., May 22nd. Dr. Leonard Berkowitz is going to be talking hypertension. That is definitely a topic everyone should, join him to learn a little bit more about, whether you have it or a family member, a friend. It's definitely something that needs to be seen by a doctor and monitored over time. So that's great. We'll give that info out a few more times. We talked a lot about the office. Now, is there room for growth? I know you don't want to say too much about it, but there is a wellness program on the horizon that is out there. So if you could tell us a little bit about that and what else is on the horizon at FAU Medicine Primary Care.
Sure. So the Wellness Center is something that we're in the process of having meetings to figure out the best way to incorporate that. It'll be a part of FAU primary care, whereby there'll be emphasis on things like nutrition, mindfulness, general overall health, and we're in the process of having meetings to figure out how best to utilize our soon to be wellness center. And it'll be a lot about education, nutrition, and overall preventive care.
That'll be great for the community, especially our senior citizens and baby boomer population growing tremendously. You mentioned geriatric consults as well going on there at FAU Medicine Primary Care. So that wellness program is going to be awesome. I can't wait that. I'm going to do my next story on that for sure when you guys are ready. You mentioned before immunizations and physicals. This is huge because I was reading a lot about board certified physicians and if you're, how do I say this politically correct, but if you're against the vaccines, you should probably have a talk with a board-certified physician and kind of listen to them and why they order vaccines. Because normally it comes down from the board that they're with and also their training and education. But you offer immunizations there and you offer physicals, which here we are in, April. We're kind of thinking about summer. That's physicals time, for school or college or jobs, etc. So you offer those right on site.
Agreed. And again, there's such a heavy emphasis on prevention. And, in our physicals, we do really a complete, head-to-toe exam, including blood work and appropriate testing, whether it be cardiograms or whatnot. And we discuss immunizations and, and educate patients on the pros and cons of vaccines. And ultimately, an informed patient is always a better patient.
That's what I was getting to. I should have just had you do it. You did it perfectly. No, it's great. You guys are offering so much to the community. What a connection here. And another connection I want to talk briefly about, and I know this is going to be ramping up in the future, and is clinical trials and research. So we've read about a lot of research going on at FAU in a whole different gamut of different medical specialties. But to have someone who's affiliated with the university as your doctor, that's kind of a huge connection because you're always hearing about the latest and greatest that's going on over there. And in terms of clinical trials, which I know can be huge for people and research.
Yeah, I agree. FAU is really, so involved in research. And, in the primary care site, we will be involved with that as well. Moving forward as we get busier, and we take pride in trying to be really cutting edge with regard to whatever's going on in the medical community. Our academic faculty at the medical school and the university, they're current. They travel to lectures, they travel to conferences, they give presentations at conferences. So the goal is to really try hard to stay current and and take good care of patients.
Yeah, and there's great professors from all the different healthcare organizations and private practice affiliated with you guys. I'm actually not looking at my phone. I want to give everyone the right number. It's 561-5665-FAU, but that is also 561-5665-5328. I got it there. Now I'm going to write it down this time. So I had the acronym there. And we're here with Dr. Leonard Berkowitz. He's a DO family practice, FAU Medicine Primary Care. They're located on the 4th floor right here in Boca Raton in the Galen Medical Building, Galen. It's 880 Northwest 13th Street in Boca Raton, 561-5665-FAU or 5328. So it's 561-5666-5328. There, I got it right. I wanted to ask you, Dr. Berkowitz, let's talk a little bit about you in the last few minutes. So I've mentioned DO a whole bunch of times. You're a DO, so tell us what that is and a little bit of a difference between DO and MD.
Sure. So, osteopathic medicine, there's a large emphasis on preventive care and primary care, kind of looking at the whole picture of the person, whether it be nutrition or general care and preventive care like immunizations and things like that. And I think in a lot of the osteopathic med schools there's a heavy emphasis on the general approach to a patient, the whole gamut, preventive and anything that you could do both from a medical and non-medical perspective in terms of good health care. And I think a lot of the graduates from many of the osteopathic med schools end up going into primary care fields. I think to a large extent because there is such an emphasis on on prevention and primary care in general during their training, that I think a lot of us gravitate toward fields like that and do well in that capacity.
And you've said prevention since the time you took the mic today, and that is so important. So, it's FAU Medicine Primary Care. Go get checked out. Go find a doctor. Get your wellness checkups. Go a few times a year. Ask questions. Got a great resource here. I mean, this is the calm before the storm with them, because I'm telling you, this practice is going to be extremely busy. So you might as well get your foot in the door now. Again, 561-5666-5328, FAUmedicine.org. Minute and a half. Where did you complete your medical school and training?
Sure, I went to school up at Cornell in New York, went to medical school at NICOM, New York College of Osteopathic Medicine, and I did my training in Long Island, which is probably evident by my accent, but I did my training up in Long Island, New York.
Get ready to get busy. I'm just going to drop the mic now. We have all New York, New Jersey listening. Great friends of ours, Chicago. I know my mom came here from Chicago, so yeah, that's great, though. Last thing, what are your hobbies and passions in life outside of medicine?
Busy with my family, 4 children, love sports, love my wife.
And getting some sun in South Florida.
And getting more sun down here than up there, no question about it.
Well, thank you for sharing so much info. Great practice. I got to tour it. I'm so glad to have you on. You're always welcome on the program. You're our neighbors, so come by anytime and tell us the latest and greatest.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you again. FAUmedicine.org. Check them out and see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you for letting us share with you a longer and healthier lifestyle. If you have a doctor or are a doctor and wish to be on the show, call AMP2 TV at 866-244-5422, and we will put you on the air as soon as possible. Tune in next week for more information on living longer and having a healthier life.